Hola, culés. Today I'm making a video that I really didn't want to end up making because the Dani Olmo situation at FC Barcelona is ridiculous. Now, it's pretty much all but completely confirmed that Dani Olmo is not going to be able to play for FC Barcelona for the next 6 months. It's wild, but it means that he can go on a free. For some reason, FC Barcelona were not able to get the proper paperwork or the approval from La Liga to get him signed for this season. The only reason they were able to sign him for the beginning portion of this year was because of Ter Stegen and Christensen's injury, specifically Christensen. That opened up some wage space to properly register Dani Olmo for the year, but they would have to find money to be able to do that again going forward into 2025, which they were unable to come up with, or at least come up with a plan that was well approved by La Liga and then by the RFEF, which is the Federation of Football in Spain. That is a disaster because not only did we spend 60 million euros on him, or 45 million, I've seen that number floated around by Joan Laporta, who isn't the most wildly trustworthy player in this whole mess, but that means that Dani can now go off on a free. Now, this isn't completely official yet. There's technically an hour left at the time of recording this. It'll be closer to the whole situation when this goes live, but it seems like this is what's going to happen, which means Dani Olmo can either leave, he can either not play all year and wait out his contract or this time to hopefully allow Barcelona to register him for the following season, or he can go and play somewhere else. And what is most likely to me, I think, is a mix of both leaving and staying, if that makes sense, because I think he wants to be a part of Barcelona. They're paying him a salary that he appreciates or that he likes. I'm sure they're paying him plenty. I think it's probably around 10 million euros, which is generally where it might even be more for him, which is what they kind of pay guys of his stature, but it might even be more. But I don't think he's going to get a better deal elsewhere, but he wants to play football, even though he is an injury-prone player and not playing isn't necessarily the worst for him. I think he's going to want to play. He's going to want to go out there and play football and show up for his side. And so he's probably going to leave at least on a 6-month deal with another club. I wouldn't be surprised if it's with Manchester City or one of those big clubs. Now, I don't even know if Dani Olmo knows what's going on because he seems to be just having fun with his wife, celebrating New Year's, as I hope all of you guys are. Happy New Year, happy 2025. I'm about to go out. That's why I'm dressed nicer than I have been in a decade. But it's seriously worrying that I'm sure he's not sure what's going on. He probably has faith in Laporta and the Barcelona board to figure this out, to get this through La Liga and then the RFEF, but they couldn't figure it out. They threw 3 plans at the board, and I don't know if this is all on Laporta and the board, or because La Liga and the RFEF take so long, so much bureaucracy, garbage getting this stuff across in Spain. I think it's a mix of the two are to blame, but this is big, because this is a lot of money that Barcelona could potentially completely miss out on and completely lose, because he could choose to go to another club. Now, again, he is from La Masia. He is a Barcelona boy. I think he likes the project there. He likes his team. And so I don't think he would necessarily do that because, again, it would be pretty damaging for his reputation, but also I could see it being not that big of a deal because fans understand he wants to play football. It's not his fault. I don't think he's going to leave permanently, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes elsewhere for these next 6 months and plays football, because if I were him, I want to play football. So if he can somehow put together a 6-month deal to go and play for especially a top tier side that needs help in that attacking midfield spot, like Manchester City, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes together. Now, look, this could be wrong, and maybe they pull something together in the next hour, which Laporta has technically an hour in Spain to figure this all out. But from everything I'm reading, it really seems like he has no hope. This is over, and I'm kind of accepting that fact because it makes sense. I just really would be impressed if they can get something over the line here. And I'm expecting it to not happen entirely. And without him, we're left in a little situation where, this was our only signing, basically, besides Pau Victor, who is also going to not be able to play for Barcelona. He's going to leave on loan. He doesn't leave permanently, or we don't lose our entire contract with him, but we will lose Dani Olmo, in theory, or we could, right? But Pau Victor would just have to go out on loan, play somewhere else, which is very unfortunate. I think we lose more. No, I don't know if that's true, but we lose a lot losing Pau Victor because he is a striker or, left, right winger profile that can be very useful. Now we're going to have to rely on Ferran Torres, who keeps getting injured, Ansu Fati, who is the most injury prone human being on earth, and Lewandowski, who's a billion years old and not the best finisher, even though his numbers look great. And so, in the middle, I'm less worried because there's Pablo Torre waiting. He deserves some minutes. Fermin Lopez obviously is there. And then Pedri can play that position. Gavi can play that position. Potentially Frankie de Jong. There are a lot of guys that can occupy that space. But again, it's worrying. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Barcelona can somehow put together another deal in January where they sell a player and then can open up space then in their wage bill to re-sign, in theory, Dani Olmo. If that makes sense, I feel like that is possible. I'm not a lawyer in Spain, but everyone is saying he can leave on a free, but that should also mean that we can re-sign him as well. So maybe something like that will happen where maybe they, some other player who has maybe been playing on the bench and isn't necessarily getting minutes. I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily feasible or worth forcing out right now, but it's just, I'm trying to speculate here on the different things that could happen because it's scary. It's genuinely worrying because we like our biggest issue is minutes and you guys playing too much. And we're going to be losing now one of the players who has been relied on a lot. Is he the most reliable? No, he's an injury-prone guy. He has been injury-prone this season, but it's an important player. He has had really good moments. He's not in the best form right now, but it's still losing a player. We're better off with him than we are without him, very, very clearly in my professional opinion or unprofessional opinion, whatever you want to call it. So what it seems like right now, if they're not able to sign Dani, they are going to have to compensate him with his entire contract and salary that lasts until 2030. They're also going to have to pay the $48 million that they owe to RB Leipzig. That's in euros, I believe. So that's a ton of money to be losing out on here. And I'm glad I got that squared away now, but still, it's frightening. The team is in such a precarious financial situation already to be put in an even deeper hole because of this. I don't know if it's mismanagement by Barcelona. I wouldn't be surprised. Joan Laporta has been, I think, fortunate in some moments to get over the line or get some deals across in the final minutes. And this would be, a sackable offense, or, we'd have to vote and vote him out. I think the Socies would. And I think they probably would be able to. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, they probably wouldn't be able to re-sign him or do some weird deal like that, especially if they have to pay him already all this money. This is terrible, guys. This is really bad. Is it wildly awful for the sporting point of this team? Not necessarily, but I think it could be more like emotionally very effective on the club, because I think Dani Olmo is an important character in the dressing room. Whether he's a captain or anything is not the point here, but I think it could be substantial in the minds of these guys. It could be worrying for also more signings to come. Maybe this is telling of why Nico Williams didn't end up signing for the boys, and maybe it will be a deterrent going into the summer as well. There's talk of all these free signings, like Jonathan David apparently wanted to come to Barcelona, but they didn't want to sign him. But now I probably wouldn't want to come to Barcelona if I'm him. I would love to play for the badge and to rep the Blaugrana, but it's such a difficult and weird situation, and no one knows the truth. No one knows what's really going on. No one's truthful. The Spanish media are like the most critical people in the world. Laporta is a lawyer. He's a businessman. He's a politician. He knows what to say. He knows how to come off okay, and he most of the time kind of gets things over the line. It happened with Messi for a few years where they were able to just fumble everything together and get Messi's deal together. And then it didn't happen, and they had to let him go. That's kind of what's happening now, and it feels like it. So I'm worried, guys. I even if this video is not up to date, and they are able to get Dani Olmo's signature over the line, it doesn't really matter. Like, it matters because the team has another man to use, and they need it because they need depth right now. They need signings. They need to be able to take minutes away from the guys and maintain a certain level in the squad. So they need Dani Olmo there just for that at the very least. But this could be, like, I thought we were past this. I think a lot of us felt like we were, where the financial situation didn't feel that bad. And everyone is going to latch onto this online and clown Barcelona after like such an interesting start to the season where there is so much potential to win really good games. Obviously, they're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but this is a really promising side that I definitely think can do things in the UCL, even in La Liga, and make a reputation for Barcelona again that I think has been lacking, at least internationally. But now we're right kind of back where we were in 2021, where the club has to either pull levers or struggle incredibly financially, where they aren't able to live up to the big dogs, potentially where they have to sell some of their best players. And that's really worrying to me. I don't know. It's so frustrating that we have to be here again. And why couldn't they do this 2 months ago? It seems silly. It seems like when I was in high school, not getting my homework done in time and doing it in the hallway before class. This is genuinely what this feels like. And I want to imagine that Joan Laporta has had all this stuff ready and in the hands of La Liga and the RFEF for a very long time, but I don't really believe that anymore. I think they are just really fumbling to get things across. They are lying, or they are trying to put on a better face for the media, for their fans, and make it seem like the club's in a better place than it really is, so they don't worry. But then the truth going on behind the scenes is really bad. And if they were honest with us, if they told us what was going on and why this was the case, maybe it would be easier for us. I don't know, guys. I don't think Dani Olmo's getting signed. I think we're going to lose out on a lot of money. I think this is going to be financially very taxing, and it might even be worse. The like social effect of it, the social effect of it might be even worse than all of this financial and disaster. The reputational effect back onto Barcelona is really not good, and I'm not looking forward to it. But, you know, Happy New Year, guys. This is like really a downer for the day. If you guys are already in 2025, I hope you had a great night and a great day, and you know, you're all safe and sound. If you are still to go and enjoy yourself, be safe. You know, this team will figure it out even without Dani Olmo. The team, I'm like focusing very narrowly on the team and the performance in the next few months. I think they can be okay without Dani Olmo. Going forward, this is very worrying and very concerning. This is a very bad thing. And even if I'm wrong and they come out and somehow pull something out in the next now 33 or 43 minutes, this is not good to be happening again, guys. Thank you for watching. Again, have a safe night if you haven't gone out already. And you know, I appreciate all you. Visca Barça, Visca Catalunya. Calma, guys. I think we'll be okay. It's going to take a while for us to be okay again, though. Peace.